big thumbs up if you can hear me, sir. Bob's got me. Paul, you got me? Say, you got me way back there?
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Quick second here to get my seat set up. Apparently Tammy had this thing in cruise mode. Alright, gentlemen, pull up on drive, push down on helm. You should be staring at the big number 1 right in the middle of your dashboard. We're going to start rolling. So, gentlemen, I like to define a couple of terms here real quick that you're going to hear frequently from the instructors. The first one is the term unwind. Let that car unwind. Unwind all the way to the outside of the track. Unwind to the second seam. Gentlemen, unwinding is simply, as you come out of a corner, it's the act of taking steering out of the car, bringing the front tires back to straight. Now, when we start this, the rate at which we do this will determine where our car ends up as we leave a corner. So, we're going to have to work on getting that right where we want it. Seam, you just heard me use that word. Unwind to the second seam. Our track's put down in 12-foot wide sections, gentlemen. In between those, there's 3 of them. In between them are 2 very narrow, very dark seams. Two very narrow, very dark seams. Third gear for me, gentlemen. I'm going to point those out when we get to the right section. It's very easy to see them. We may reference them to know where to put your car. Alright, please stay to the left as we enter the track here. We are actually entering the track when we take that left-handed turn. Alright, gentlemen, turning down this straightaway, you see those seams I'm talking about. There's one directly to my right now, then about 12 feet away there's another one. Also, look to your right, there's 2 tall orange cones. Gentlemen, that is the start of the rotation area. Please stay to the left-hand side of the track till you get there. 4th gear for me, gentlemen. We're technically on a warm-up lap right now. So we're going to ride 4th gear all the way around. These last 2 cones, 2 tall orange cones to your right, those are the end of the rotation area. Those are the ones that you must treat like a stop sign. If you get to them and are still on the right-hand side of the track, have not gotten in line yet, you must stop. All right, gentlemen, all over the curbing for me at this apex, please. When you touch the curbing, you're going to know you touched the curbing. The car is going to, it's going to make some noise. It's going to be a little bumpily. You can see the seams I'm talking about real well in this section, gentlemen. As a matter of fact, we're going to unwind and put our left-hand tires on the second seam. That is our unwind point for this, our near apex up here to the right, about a foot or 2 off the side of the track, and that just gives us a nice little straight line. Tries to straighten out this section as much as possible. We're coming to turn 3. Still in 4th gear, guys. We're on a warm-up lap. You're going to turn down a little quicker than you think. There's an apex cone over here to the right. Now, gentlemen, we're not going to stay real far to the right. I want to get down here to the braking cone to the left. Yep, that's that braking cone I was referring to. That's where we're going to get on the brakes. And then there's an apex cone. So, that's kind of just a long duration turn there. All right, gentlemen, as we enter 6 and 7, run all over the curbing to the left because you must keep the car to the left for that turning cone to the left. We actually stay left and then turn right. Very good, guys, very good. Now, it gets a lot harder when we go faster. All right, turn 8, middle of the track, middle of the track, middle of the track, off throttle. There's an apex to your right. Stay off the throttle. Come off, pointed straight down the right-hand side of the track. You can actually go to throttle and then brakes before you get to 9. All right, gentlemen. We are done with our warm-up, but we're going to go ahead and do one rotation real quick when we get on the front stretch here. Turning in at the cone, all over the curbing in 10. You can almost fit the entire car on it. come out to the left with me, Bob. Stay out here to the left with me. Very good. Now, Bob, go ahead, pull over, slow down for me. Paul, stay up behind my white car. Bob, you are looking for a red 49 to pass you, and then you're going to jump back in line. Gentlemen, you will get up to 5th gear on this straightaway. Good firm brakes at the number 4 board there. I'm not going to stay on my brakes because I would be stopped by the time I got here. Down to 4th gear before we turn in as we're braking all over the curbing for me. Good job there, Paul. All the way to the outside. All right, gentlemen, off throttle at that turning cone to your left there. Let the car coast through that dip. It's going to help you get turned up here to 2. Remember your unwind, left-hand tires on the outside seam, and then just drifting back to the near apex. Pointing right towards the white number 1 board here. Sets me up nice to the left-hand side before I turn into 3. Touching the curbing. I actually like to touch that curbing just a little before the cone. Now back to the left. On the white line at the braking cone. Back to the middle. Only the middle, guys. We do not go higher than the middle of the bowl. There is zero room for error out there, and if you drop 2 tires off the outside edge of that bowl, you're going to go for a little trip. All right, good firm brakes. Down to 3rd gear. Keeping the car left. Middle of the track for turn 8. Off throttle, coast, 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 coast. Coming off, pointing straight down the side of the racetrack. Turn 9, we give you that black patch. That's practically the line. If you follow that black patch, you're going to be okay. All right, you're still in 3rd gear, gentlemen, all the way from back in the little chicane up to 4th gear. We are going to rotate. Wait, Paul, wait for it. All right, now you can pull over and slow down for me, Paul. Say, Bob, behind my white car. Paul, you are looking for a red 118 to come by. I'm sorry, an orange. Yeah, red 118. Got confused. You got it right. All right, so light long brakes for me here, Saya. Carry them all the way down to the apex. I want you to eat up a little more of that curbing for me. Off throttle at the turning cone. All the way through the dip. Let that car rotate. We're going to use that decompression in that deep dip to help the car turn. Unwinding left-hand tires on the 2nd seam, and then drifting back to the near apex. 5th gear, gentlemen, 5th gear. Right about that white cone, you'll go to 5th gear. Then we jump right back down to 4th as we come up to 3. Back to the left, we want to get to the white line at the braking cone, up to the middle of the track. No more than the middle. Down to 3rd gear as we brake coming into 6th, keeping the car left. Brakes into 8, right in the middle of the track. Off throttle, coast, coast, coast. Stab the throttle down the side, brakes, left for 9. Still in 3rd gear, all the way back from the chicane, gentlemen. All right, so hang tight with me here, Saya. We are going to do a rotation. We're past the cones. Go ahead and pull over, slow down for me. Paul behind my white car. Saya, go ahead and slow down. We're actually all going to get just a hair of space.
Down over here, where you got that.
Say you're good back behind that orange car. Good job. Trying to get a little bit of space, guys. Y'all are actually running a decent line, so we're gonna add just a little more velocity. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and go. Get the cars all the way to the left-hand side of the track, up to 4th gear. That is the proper gear for decelerating into turn 1. All right, Bob, light brakes, carry them all the way to the apex, get on the curbing for me. Alright, we start accelerating. Off throttle at that turning cone to your left. Let that car rotate up here, and then we can start to roll back to the throttle. Let that car unwind. Up to 5th gear. Getting nice firm brakes. Back down to 4th. Watch my brake lights still on. Balancing the front end of this car. Over to the left. Middle of the track in the bowl. Still in 4th gear. Down to 3rd gear. Keeping the car to the left. Middle of the track, off throttle, coast. Boom, there we go, guys. Y'all aren't doing too bad for 8. If y'all can do that at speed, then you've got one of the worst corners on the track mastered already. Still in 3rd gear, guys. Alright, Bob. Wait. Go ahead, come left with me. Good job, hang tight. 4th gear, everybody. Alright, Bob, go ahead, pull over, slow down. Paul, say it, behind my white car. Bob, you are looking for that red 49 to come by. You will get to 5th gear, gentlemen. I'm just going to go light and long right now, Paul. Very light, very long. Ooh, there we go. On the curbing for me. Alright, so you were a little late getting your steering down there. So just speed your hands up a little bit more. Unwinding, 2nd seat, up to 5th gear. Pointing towards the white number 1, sets me up to the left-hand side, back to 4th gear, carrying those brakes down. Now don't forget the braking cone to the left here. No more than the middle of the track. It's a little high for me, Paul. Ready to try not to go quite that high. Third gear, keeping her left. Middle of the track, off throttle, coast, get down here. There we go. And then turn 10. Alright, hang tight for me right behind me, Paul. Alright, you go pull over, slow down for me, Paul. Say a Bob behind my white car. Paul, you are going to get 2 red cars past you. The 118 will be the second. All the way to the right, Paul. All the way to the right for me. Yeah. The 118 will be the second one. Slow down for me, Paul. We're actually going to get a little gap. So, say a Bob behind me. Paul, you're going to be behind that red 118. We're going to open a little gap. Alright, so remember, I want you attacking a little more of the curbing on turn 1 up here. That right-hander we're going to enter here in just a second. I want you using a lot of that curbing there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go. All the way to 4th gear for me. Still want you to get more of it. Not bad, but I want you to get more off throttle. Let her turn. Let her turn. Let her turn. Rolling back to throttle. I'm not going to go floor it right now. I can't. We're at 73. We're already breaking the rules. Alright. Back to 4th gear for me here. Stay all the way to the left. Make sure you set up all the way left. There you go. Getting down here a little faster than you expect. Don't forget we're going left now. Look out the driver's window. Bam. There's the apex to the bowl. Gives you a beautiful line to follow. here, keeping it left. I want you to use more of that curbing there as well. Say it's going to make it a lot easier to keep that car left. You're going to have to slow down a whole lot more without using all that curbing there. All right, all throttle, coast, 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 coast. Get her turn, get her turn. Firm brakes. Balance that car, balance that car, balance that car. There you go. All right, we are on cool down, Saya. We're on cool down. All right, no, stay put, Sam. Stay put. We're not going to rotate. We're just on cool down. So fourth gear, everybody. All right, pretty good session, guys. Everybody behind me likes that throttle pedal a little bit. All right, Sam, since you happen to be behind me, get all over this curbing. Look how much I eat up of it. I am chewing that. There you go. That was a lot better, man. I'm chewing that thing up. Now, this curbing in turn 2 is kind of awkward, actually. I need you to touch it, but you don't have to touch a lot of it. Just graze it. That's fine. I'm okay with just grazing that. There's kind of an awkward profile to that one. It can get the car upset on cold tires. All right, all the way to the left. I want you to get to this all the way to the left by about the number 1. That way you've got a little short straightaway here before we actually drop into 3. I'm going to gather everybody up. Gentlemen, as you touch the apex of 3 and start into the bowl, look out the driver's window. There's an apex cone all the way on the other side. If you will find it, this line just kind of lays itself out for you. Alright, gentlemen, staying in fourth gear, Left-hand blinkers, please. We are actually about to exit the racetrack. And it appears braking is done, so we can go ahead and exit without being worried about getting run over. We are clear to cross the road. Go ahead and come with me. Gentlemen, you can hit stop recording on your PDRs once you make this left-hander here.